Well, it's hard to believe that this is a finals week. God has given us a great semester. Sure, thank the Lord for his blessings. And I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas break, time with your family, time to relax, and time to rejoice in the Lord. And so, for this final time, I'd like to direct your attention to Proverbs chapter 14 and verse number 2, where God's word says, "He that walketh in his uprightness feareth the Lord, but he that is perverse in his ways despiseth him." And so, all semester long, we've been on this journey together of what it means to fear the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So, we've been on the trailhead. Now, really, we're at the halfway point in our journey through the school year. And so, as we are, I think this is a very appropriate verse to consider. A.W. Tozer said this about our thoughts regarding God. Listen to this quote: "What comes into our minds when we think about God is the most important thing about us." Man's spiritual history will positively demonstrate that no religion has ever been greater than its idea of God. Worship is pure or base as the worshiper entertains high or low thoughts of God. And that certainly relates to what we're considering here in this verse. Basically, to say this: those that are living right are thinking right about God. Those that are not living right are not thinking right about God, or maybe not thinking about God at all. As it says there, that he that walketh in his uprightness feareth the Lord, but he that is perverse in his ways despiseth him. So, for example, Joseph was thinking right about God, and so when he was tempted by Potiphar's wife, he said, "How can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" On the other hand, and sadly, David, when he was tempted, he gave in to that temptation and committed great sin. And when confronted, Nathan the prophet told him that he had despised the Lord. It didn't mean that he hated God. It just meant this: he wasn't thinking about God. He wasn't thinking right about God. So those that do right think right about God. Those that aren't doing right are not thinking right about God. So this week's trail marker is this: the path that you're on reveals your thoughts about God. So let me encourage you as you go home, don't take a break from fearing the Lord. Don't take a break from fearing the Lord, but rather do this: use the opportunity to take some time to think about God, to meditate on who the Lord is, to spend extra time with God. And then we trust that God would bring you back for a brand new semester. I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, have a wonderful break and spend some time meditating on our great God.